Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this little Weebly tutorial. Gonna show you guys how to do a contact form, which has got to be the most amazing part about Weebly. Actually, there are so many amazing parts. You're gonna hear me say that a lot, but I really do love Weebly. It's so wonderful. So you want to make a contact form. You want your clients to be able to contact you, submit just a really simple form because you don't want your email address or your phone number, whatever, just floating out there. You want a nice way to organize it, right? So let's talk about contacts. Here we go. Again, click and drag onto your contact page. We're up on the contact page here. And you get this nifty, really super pro looking little form, right? Awesome. You'll see it says click on the form to add or edit the fields. Super simple. You're going to go in here. It's going to gray everything out. That's okay because this is the area we're focusing on. So let's put contact the mermaid. Sounds about right. So you can also choose what fields are required and what fields aren't required. You can also move these around. I think based on what kind of account you have with Weebly might limit you onto how many items you can have in the form. I can't remember. I think so. Because I now pay for mine in Pro, so I can't remember anymore. But yeah, so form options. Let's have a little look. Nope, there we go. So this is the advanced stuff, right? So we changed the name of it. You're going to keep that maybe contact form. This is what it's going to say when they email you. Oh, that's my personal email address. Let's change that. underwatertales@gmail.com. Cool. Confirmation, what are you going to want it to say? Are you going to want it to link to another page? Are you going to want it to say, hey, thank you for contacting the mermaid, happy swimming, blah, 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 I don't know. Be more creative, right? Spacing. I believe that's going to be how much spacing you want in between the form and other items on the page. Submit button. What would you like it to say? Submit, or contact or email or whatever you want it to say. I think that... Oh, that's not actually doing anything. I'm going to have to check what that does. That should be changing the alignment of the submit button. I'm not sure why that wasn't doing anything. Hey. Weebly, bug. All right, cool. Yeah, so contact form. All right, so that's cool. Oh my goodness, there we go. Right. All right. So this is fun now. You can include instructions. So if you want it to say like, please include this information, what you want to ask, like whatever it is that you want them to include specifically. If it's not necessarily a contact, if it's like a hire a mermaid form, you need to know like the date, the time, location, whatever. You can include the instructions in here. When you've actually published your page, it'll then pop up whenever the person rolls their mouse over the text field. It'll actually pop up with the instructions. It's pretty cool. So then you can see also required, so you can change this to not being required. The little star goes away, which means that if they don't fill it out and they hit submit, the form will go through. If you have it as required and they don't fill it out and they hit submit, a little notification will come up and say, hey, oh, you missed a field. You got to fill this in before you can submit. So super, super awesome. Forms are really helpful. Now, I am going to say though, tiny little thing that I have noticed with some of Weebly's forms. You might not get them as fast as you'd like. Now, there is a way to check, and for that, I wish I could show you guys on my page. I have clients right up that are on there that I can't show, but you are actually able to. Oh, here, you know what? You can actually see it on here as well. View entries, so you can see once visitors fill out your form, the entries will appear here. So nobody's filled out our form, so we can't see them. And that's a good way to double check. If you're like, oh, well, I haven't been receiving anything in a while, just go and double check, make sure. If you are finding that you're having an issue, just email Weebly and let them know. Lately, I haven't noticed too much of a lag, but when I had first started using Weebly, there was a bit of lag in terms of it would take maybe a day, sometimes, a couple of hours, a day at most, for me to receive the forms. from people, and if it's a time sensitive thing and you're waiting and you're like, well, I think this person sent this to me, go and check, then just, you know, view your entries, double check. If you haven't seen anything there, then you need to let the person know, hey, you haven't submitted your form or whatever. You know, that's for something like if you're waiting, you know, a hire a mermaid form if you've got any paperwork like that to do. So very good. But there's lots of stuff that you can add. The little option buttons, if you you know, you want to have some different options for people, you can fill them out. Choose one, you know, edit the options. You know, I don't know, pink tail, blue tail, whatever. Let's just do just something funny. I don't know what I'm doing. Just whatever random so you guys can see as it updates. So yeah, this is pretty, you just hit save and it's pretty handy, right? So I really definitely love that. There's a lot of other pretty sweet things that you can do if you like to have actual videos on your page, you can add. So let's add like a videos page. I know a lot of mermaids, excuse me, like myself, will actually directly link people to their YouTube pages, which is super handy. But let's just make a standard page and let's call it videos. And click and drag to move. If you want to make something a sub menu, you just click and just move it over. Then you can make something a sub of that if you really wanted to. I personally really don't like sub menus. I really don't like drop down menus. I don't like sub menus. I just don't. Why? I really don't like having to drill through people's websites. I really love just everything just right there. It's just right there. I look, I see exactly what it is that I want. There aren't 1,000 hidden options. Find this page through this page through this page through this page makes me crazy. Yikes. Almost as much as back in the day when you actually had to scroll across your screen to see people's text. Why do people do this? Text all the way in one huge block. Please don't ever do this, guys. No. So let's do no header for this one. Go over here. Okay, so let's add some text. Got something in my eye, which is bugging me. Videos. Put a little thing here. Check out my awesome videos. Woohoo! Sweet. Okay, and so HD video is a pro feature. This isn't a pro account that I've made here, so we can't use that, but that's okay. Let's show off YouTube instead, because YouTube's awesome. Let's just go YouTube Courtney Mermaid. I'm just gonna go steal a random video off my YouTube page. Grab this guy here. So you literally just grab the link. I don't want to listen to me talk. Nope. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Add a YouTube video to your site. Pretty fancy, right? You just click it. YouTube video URL. Control V. Click outside. Bam. There's your video. Simple as that. Away it goes. You can add a little bit of text underneath, maybe. You want to describe what it is. You know, here's me talking about tails. I don't know. So that's pretty fancy, right? Now say, am I getting close to... Actually, I'll save that for the next one. I was going to talk about what happens if you're like, all of a sudden you hate your layout. But I'm going to save that for the next one because I'm getting close to my 10 minutes for this video. Instead, let's quickly add a gallery. How about that? Let's do, again, standard page. We're going to call it gallery. I'm going to use no header, just because I'm always in the habit of using no header. Let's throw some text on there. I can type, really. Some cool pics. Please be more creative than me. You're going to be able to add individual images. You could add a full-on gallery if you want, in which case you're actually going to go and upload multiple images at the same time. You can even do a slideshow if you like. You pick what kind of slideshow you want to use. I don't have any images offhand to actually upload to this, but I can show you guys what this looks like. Pretty cool. So then you would go continue, and then you would go and upload your images. Super easy. So, and that's a pretty nifty feature because it has such a pretty, like, flow, you know, and it looks really professional, and people really like to use that kind of thing because it really presents your photos in a really nice way for people to see. So that pretty much wraps up this video, as I'm just over my 10-minute mark. For the next one, I'm going to show you guys what happens when you don't like the layout that you've picked and oops, you want to change it. All right, guys, take care and happy swimming. Bye.